Lionel Messi got to do with Major League Baseball. Despite having a growth hormone deficiency as a child, which limited his growth and development, Messi is regarded as one of the best soccer players in the world. Several outstanding baseball players have overcome disabilities and have gone on to have successful major league careers. Let us understand more about these MLB players who overcame disabilities and didn't let anything stand in the way of their dreams. Number 1 is Jim Abbott. If you were a fan of Jim Abbott, you would know that if you were to ask Jim whether any of us could offer him a hand, Jim would immediately respond, "No thanks, I'm good with the one I already have." That was Jim, always ready to do whatever he could without anyone's help. You all know that it's really difficult for anyone to get into Major League Baseball, but it's far more difficult for someone who was born with only one hand. But Jim made it to the MLB and showed everyone that it's possible. Abbott was born without a right hand, which made him a natural left-handed pitcher. After completing his high school education in 1985, Jim decided to enroll in the University of Michigan, where he helped the team win 2 Big Ten titles between 1985 and 1988. He became the first baseball player to win the James E. Sullivan Award for Best Amateur Athlete in America in 1987. It's a shock to many that Jim played for the United States of America in the 1987 Pan America Games and the 1988 Summer Olympics. Jim began his Major League Baseball career in 1989 and remained a pitcher for 10 seasons before retiring in 1999. Throughout his Major League Baseball career, Jim would suit up for the California Angels, New York Yankees, Chicago White Sox, and Milwaukee Brewers. Jim pitched in 263 games and 1,674 innings during his career. Number 2 is Curtis Pride. As a sports fan, you are aware that some athletes receive constant applause, while others receive constant boos. Many people are unaware that Curtis Pride was always disliked and received constant booing rather than applause. But Curtis, being Curtis, never took it seriously. Now, there is also another interesting reason for Curtis not minding the constant jeering from fans, and that was because he was deaf. Finding out that Curtis was deaf must have come as a shock. Curtis was diagnosed with rubella at birth, which left him deaf. But Curtis was determined not to let that deter him from reaching his potential. As Pride went on to excel in 3 sports while attending John F. Kennedy High School in Silver Spring, Maryland, baseball, basketball, and soccer. From 1993 to 2006, Curtis participated in 11 seasons of Major League Baseball, spending time with the Montreal Expos, Detroit Tigers, Boston Red Sox, Atlanta Braves, New York Yankees, and Los Angeles Angels. Curtis had 796 at-bats during his MLB career, playing in 421 games, and did pretty well in all of them. During his MLB tenure, Curtis tallied 322 total bases, 132 runs, 199 hits, 20 home runs, 82 RBIs, and 71 extra base hits. Pride's best season was in 1996 as a member of the Detroit Tigers when he received a career high of 301 plate appearances. Pride will always be an inspiration that cannot be overlooked. Curtis currently serves as the head baseball coach at Gallaudet University, located in Washington, D.C., and is the top deaf and hard of hearing university in the United States. Number 3 is Jim Eisenreich. Jim Eisenreich had an astonishing career in the major leagues. He played 15 seasons between the Los Angeles Dodgers, Florida Marlins, Philadelphia Phillies, Kansas City Royals, and Minnesota Twins. Eisenreich was diagnosed with Tourette syndrome at an early age, but he did not let that stop him from playing the sport he loved. Instead, he became an inspiration to others. Jim participated in 1,422 games and had 3,995 at-bats, all of which he performed admirably in. Number 4 is George Springer. If you are a fan of the Houston Astros, then you must be familiar with George Springer. In recent times, the Astros have been playing well, and they have been in the good books of their fans, and in fact, Springer is one of the players responsible for this gradual rise of the Astros, and in the 2017 World Series, he was the most valuable player. Okay, before he was named the MVP of the 2017 World Series, George Springer was a young man from New Britain, Connecticut. As a youngster, it was discovered that he was born with a stutter. Springer has dealt with a stutter all of his life, but he came to the realization that it couldn't stop him from achieving his goals. George continued to play with the Houston Astros after making his major league debut with them in 2014. As an Astro, Springer played in 525 games and received 2,049 at-bats during his 4-year career. He has performed admirably in both those games and at-bats. George has collected 365 runs, 548 hits, 285 RBIs, 107 home runs, 98 total bases, and 210 hits with extra bases thus far. As one of the league's most talented players, Springer's determination demonstrates to fans of the MLB that he has what it takes to go from being someone struggling with a major stutter to one of the most valuable players in the major leagues. Number 5 is Jake Peavy. Ever imagined a blind man playing baseball? While it is common for crazy fans to accuse umpires of needing glasses, it sounds even crazier for a man who's blind to play baseball. But in fact, Jake Peavy, who is legally blind, not only has played baseball, but was able to thrive in the major leagues. Is Jake really blind? As previously mentioned, the response to that question would be a resounding yes. Without corrective lenses, Jake Peavy is legally blind and has had visual problems his whole life. He may not have been able to see, but he was a really good pitcher. Jake was an MLB pitcher from 2002 until 2016. The San Diego Padres, Chicago White Sox, Boston Red Sox, and San Francisco Giants were the 4 teams that Jake pitched for. Throughout his MLB career, Jake pitched in 388 games and 2,377 innings, doing admirably in each outing. In addition to a career record of 152 and 126, Jake would have a 3.63 ERA, 2,207 strikeouts, and a 1.2 whip. In addition, Jake would have a 3.12 strikeout to walk ratio, a career strikeout percentage of 22.4, and an 836 strikeouts for every 9 innings pitched. Along with these incredible feats, Jake was a 3-time All-Star, a 2-time World Series champion, and a 2-time MLB ERA leader. In addition, Peavy won the pitching Triple Crown in 2007, leading the National League with 19 wins, 240 strikeouts, and a 2.54 ERA. In 2012, Peavy won the Gold Glove Award as a member of the Chicago White Sox. Number 6 is Tarik El Abour. It would have never occurred to anyone that a youngster with autism would grow up to be a baseball player and his ultimate aim was to play professionally. But Tarik El Abour proved everyone wrong and went on to become a pro baseball player. In fact, the first baseball player in the major leagues with an autism diagnosis is Tarik El Abour. He discovered he loved baseball at the age of 10. It would stop at nothing to play. He was the last to leave and the first to get on the field every time. Following many years of training, Tarik received a call from Reggie Sanders, a former right fielder for the Kansas City Royals. Tarik was permitted to participate in the Royals' batting practice. Sanders approached general manager Dayton Moore with the idea of making Tarik an offer for a minor league contract after observing how well Tarik blended in with the team. Do you think there were many more talented MLB players who overcame their disabilities? But who are missing here in the list? If so, do share your list and views on this in the comments section. For more interesting stories and updates, subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon for notifications. Goodbye.